Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. I'm here in my car on my way to work, and I thought I'd do a kind of a weird video. I promised you guys a video in my car about a possible new major format. Now first off, I want you guys to know I'm probably not going to look at the phone. You know, I'm at a stop light right now, and whenever it goes green I'll look straight forward. So I do want to discuss though a possible new CSGO major format, especially given the recent upsets. If you guys have watched so far day 1 and day 2 of the major, we've seen a ton of upsets so far in the best of 1 system, and that being of course the Swiss format where we have these best of 1s, you only play teams of your same record, and it does leave for a lot of upsets, which we do want to see. But on top of that, with the no seeding for the first matchups, we've seen a ton of top teams, of course, fall to the 0-1 or the 0-2 bracket, or 1-2 bracket. That being, we had Astralis and Na'Vi day 1, we had Big and FaZe day 1, some other matchups I'm probably missing on the top of my head. So I wanted to recommend a new format based on Dota 2 International, and this is honestly the first time I've actually talked to myself in front of people, like a vlog style, because there are definitely cards watching me right now. But I wanted to mimic Dota 2 International and kind of put this forward as a possible major format. Now this could be for the legendary stage, it could be for the challenger stage. In this case it could be critiqued for the challenger stage, but I'm going to recommend this for the legendary stage, that being the top 16 teams. So if you guys watch Dota 2 or the International, which just actually occurred, they usually do 2 groups, Group A and B of 9 teams each, and now of course for CSGO we can't do it that way, so we'll do 2 groups of 8 teams each. Now for Dota 2, they eliminate that bottom team in each group and actually have 16 teams going to playoffs. Now obviously if we kept the same format for CSGO and we only had 16 teams, that being 8 teams per group, we would actually keep everyone for playoffs. That means everyone who actually makes the legendary stage makes playoffs. But hear me out, this actually makes a lot of sense, because we get rid of that whole best of 1. As of right now, this current system, the most amount of maps you can play is 7 maps, that being up to 4 best of 1s and that best of 3. If you go to that 5th match where you have to actually try and get your 3rd win or your 3rd loss, the most maps you play is 7 maps. Now what we would do is we would do best of 2 round robin for each group. That means every team plays every other team in their group, and they would be playing 14 maps. So, you know, I think in this case it gives you a lot more value. You really find out what a team is worth when they have to play 14 maps as compared to just 7 maps, and those 7 maps could be against really good teams because they're not even seeded matchups. So we would switch to, of course, best of 2 round robins, and then we would do this because of the numbers, everyone would go to playoffs, but there would now be an upper and a lower bracket, just like Dota 2 does. And the benefits of this, we'd actually have, of course, the top 4 teams in each group go to upper bracket, and the bottom 4 teams of each group go to lower bracket. Now the benefits of this being is because once you enter playoffs, if you're in the lower bracket, it's single elimination. You lose once, you're done. And if you're in the upper bracket, you know, you do well in your group, your best of 2 round robins, you then can afford to lose twice. And if you of course lose once in the upper bracket, you have to work your way through the lower bracket. The winner of the lower bracket and the winner of the upper bracket play in the grand finals, and we'd likely want to see a best of 5 in that grand finals. So a really quick change here. Obviously you guys, if you're not audio learners, you can't learn through hearing. I showed you guys a quick screenshot on screen, and hopefully that made sense. I kind of scribbled it out on paper, but it's a pretty quick fix. And the only thing I would say though is there are a lot of fixes out there that have been proposed, and there's really no ultimate fix right now because of time. We've heard this talk so far. The reason why we have to do many best of 1s out there is because of a huge time restriction. Obviously if we want the best teams to go through, likely the best format would be some sort of best of 3 Swiss system, so teams play teams with same records, but they do best of 3s instead of best of 1s, would make the most sense. But we want to actually have the major go on over a 3-week period instead of a 3-month period. And so there's no perfect system out there, guys. This would be my quick recommendation. We switch from the Swiss system best of 1s to actually a round robin best of 2s for group stages, and that just seeds everyone for playoffs, and then we play it out like that. But again, just like with any system out there, time is the biggest enemy.